What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Now that we finally have a deal done between WBO welterweight champion Terrence Bud Crawford, who I have number one on my pound-for-pound list, by the way, taking on former two-time welterweight champion Sean Showtime Porter, who I call the Joe Frazier of the welterweight division. He is the litmus test to find out if you really are a great fighter or you just a good fighter. The fight is done, gonna take place in Crawford-Porter Arena. Now, the first report that I saw came out and said the fight was gonna be at the Mandalay Bay, but it's gonna be at Crawford-Porter Arena. Now, the question I pose for this video is, will the winner of Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter be number one in the welterweight division? Will the winner of Sean Showtime Porter and Terrence Crawford be the top dog in the welterweight division? Will the winner of Terrence Crawford versus Sean Showtime Porter be considered the Ring Magazine welterweight champion? Due largely to the fact that current number one welterweight fighter Errol Spence Jr. future is so uncertain. We don't know when he's coming back. You know, you've been hearing different reports about, hey man, he'll be back in the first quarter of 2022, or he'll be back a little bit later than that. You really don't know, because you know, you got different severities of a detached retina. I don't know what his particular detached retina falls under. But that's what's going to basically set the stage for the timetable when he's going to return. So we don't know. Everything's kind of up in the air. He had surgery. They didn't reveal the nature of the severity of the detached retina. You know, the technology is much more advanced now than it was back when Ray Leonard had to shut down his career due to a detached retina he suffered at the hands of Thomas, the Hitman Hearns. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. You know, I believe, in my opinion, this is my opinion. Now, yeah, you can let me know after this video. You can text me your opinion. But my opinion is that the winner of this fight involving Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter should be considered the top dog in the welterweight division. Now, you still got your Danis Ugas out here who holds the WBA welterweight title. He beat a Hall of Fame fighter, surefire Hall of Fame fighter, Filipino icon, and basically U.S. icon too. You got a lot of fans over here that support Manny Pacquiao. He was able to defeat him soundly. It wasn't no close fight. He defeated him very soundly. A comfortable decision. I ain't gonna say he basically washed Manny Pacquiao. I don't think that was the case, but he won in comfortable fashion. I think I had to fight 8 rounds to 4 for Danis Ugas. I think I had it in that neighborhood, maybe 7-5, but I believe I had 8-4 if my recollection is correct. He was able to get that win. So he'll have an argument about that. But, you know, a lot of people say, well, you fighting a guy that's 43 years old. You know, you ain't like you beat Pacquiao, a 2005 circa Manny Pacquiao. You beat the 2021 Pacquiao. It's not the same fighter, man. You know, Father Time just tapped him on his shoulder and basically has eroded his skills. He don't have the same skills. His speed is not the same. He don't have the same pop on his punch that he had in his heyday. With that being said, he still beat a guy that was widely considered a top 5 welterweight, so he'll have a argument. And then you'll have the people that support Errol Spence Jr. say, look, man, he hasn't been beaten. He beat all the top guys, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. You know, he's beaten a lot of the top guys. Lamar Pearson, who was considered a top 10 welterweight at the time he fought him, he's beaten all those guys. He took the belt from Kell Brook, who was arguably the number 1 welterweight at the time, beat him in his home country. He should be number 1 until proven otherwise in the ring. But he can't stay with that status if he hasn't fought in two years. You got to look at what the last time Errol Spence Jr. fought. He fought who? When his last fight? Wasn't it against Sean Porter? That was his last fight. When was that fight? And by the time he gets back into the ring, how long will that be between the Porter fight and when he comes back into the ring in his next fight? So at some point, you got to say, hey, man, in activity, we got to take you off the table right now. We got to look at the guys that are active right now. And that's why I believe that the winner of Terrence Bud Crawford and Sean Showtime Porter should be number 1 at 147 pounds. I will put that over WBA champion Yordenis Ugas, and I will put that winner over him at that point. I would hope the winner of that fight will fight Yordenis Ugas, and then we can finally, we can see who is the best fighter at 147 pounds, and then the winner of that, hopefully will take on Errol Spence Jr. once he comes back. But right now, I think the winner of Porter Crawford should be considered number 1 at 147 pounds. Let me know your thoughts about that picture that I just painted for you guys. Do you believe that, or do you believe that Errol Spence Jr. should be number 1 until beaten in the ring, or do you think Yordenis Ugas should be number 1? Let me know your thoughts, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I'll holla.